Hi, my name is Khadijah. I am a creative humanitarian and a freedom fighter. Welcome back to the Liberators channel. In this particular video, I like to talk about my experience as a targeted individual and the mind invasive technology used on me, particularly V2K. So in my experience, I happen to be somebody who I'd identify as a loner. I enjoy my personal space. I'm introverted. And I'd say starting in summer of 2022, I heard more and more voices in my head. Now, I became a targeted individual at 22. I'm currently 26. And when this first started happening to me at 22, it did not happen very frequently. It was white voices mainly, impeding my thoughts, insulting me, degrading me, which currently still happens. Um, but in the summer of 2022, I remember hearing more and more voices. At this particular time, I didn't know that the thoughts that I was having were being admitted and transferred onto a web portal. So many scientists today are talking about hooking your brain up to the internet, but they don't talk about the exploits being practiced on the guinea pigs for this technology and the people being paid to harass and dehumanize them. So going back to V2K and other forms of mind invasive technology, uh, in a prior video I talked about abandonment issues. And to be honest, when I experience this infiltration within the mind, it feels like a double-edged sword. And I don't want to use that language, but sometimes it's helpful information being transferred on to me from people who genuinely care and want the best for me. But the entire process is dehumanizing, and the fact that people have access to this technology, the fact that my thoughts are placed on this web portal, that entire thing is dehumanizing within itself. But when I receive good suggestions, when I receive help, it's confusing because I think, well, is this helping or harming? And obviously, the innovation of technology, depending on the intention, it can be used to help or hurt somebody. But in my case, it's been used for both. And in this process, it keeps you off kilter. Do I want this? Do I not want this? Should I be fighting against this? Is this helping me progress in life? And for the average person listening to this, they may think, well, this is mind invasive technology. Of course you want it off. Of course you have to continue to fight for your rights. But going back to my abandonment wounds, and in a strange way, the fact that I've dealt with that for so many years, and I've developed coping mechanisms that relate to sexuality and conjuring up erotic thought to soothe myself. The fact that I have these voices in my head kind of served as the same purpose, like a coping mechanism, or this sense of company. And I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that, but I'm a torture subject, so I'm going to speak out against this, knowing that I'm not alone in my experience. I remember mid-November, I was trying my best to describe what was taking place, and I had written down the term digital caretakers, and I heard the voice of a white man saying, well, should we make it official? These handlers stalking you and watching you, intimidated by you, watching your every step because they know how powerful you are. They know the divine mission that you carry. They are looking for ways to fuck with you, ways to infiltrate your life, reasons to dehumanize you. Now, I wrote that down because that's what it had felt like. I received helpful information, and then I received degrading comments from white people. And it would be back and forth, back and forth. And as I wrote that down, it was great. Then I heard even more voices as a result of that. And in retrospect, I think, somebody told me, don't say anything or write anything that may be used against you. But expression I should not be condemned for expression. I should not be condemned for my expression. They said don't say anything or even think anything or write anything that could be used against you. That's exploitation and a violation of human rights. The common response would be to get a lawyer, but they block you out of opportunities to make money. And often these lawyers are working, they are a part of this conglomerate system working to dehumanize and erase targeted individuals. Some of this information is difficult to describe. It's difficult to describe because, anything you say or write or even think could be used against you by these entities. It's on a larger scale, this is spiritual warfare, which is why spirit always has to be placed first. And me overcoming the things that I'm dealing with, whether it's sexual perversion, abandonment wounds, jealousy, self-abandonment, which has resulted, in a very not seeing myself in the best light, low confidence, and abandonment of self because so many others have rejected, abandoned, and tortured me. Those are the three things I'm mainly dealing with. And in this process, these quote-unquote digital caretakers have made comments on things to do, suggestions, ways to improve and cope. But the entire operation within itself is dehumanization. So I'm speaking out against it, not only for myself, but everybody else experiencing this torment as a result of being targeted individuals. But in another way, it forces you to deal with those things. It's shadow work because you don't have any privacy. Every intimate thought, whether it's relating to sex, whether it's relating to emotions, whether it's relating to past events that took place, you have absolutely no privacy. So if you don't deal with these things, other entities will literally try to program you and deal with it for you. Sexual perversions and distortions, abandonment issues, self-abandonment and low confidence are things that I'm currently working on, and I hope that this message serves you when you work on your whatever you need to work on as well, because these entities will try to use anything against you, even your very own thoughts. Peace, love, and light to you.